Emma always believed she knew me, knew how I thought, how I moved, how I loved. But the truth was, over the last year, I had become someone else, someone quieter, more distant and more observant, someone shaped by betrayal I never wanted to believe. We had been married for 7 years and on the surface, our lives were painted with routine smiles, filtered Instagram photos, anniversary dinners and weekend brunches, but beneath that glossy layer lived secrets she never thought I'd uncover. I had loved her deeply once, the kind of love that forgives everything, even the tiny alarms that went off when she smiled at her phone late at night or when she said she was working late but came home smelling of expensive cologne I didn't wear. Love makes fools of us all, and for a long time I let myself believe I was simply insecure, maybe even paranoid, until the day I found the receipts tucked carelessly in the glove compartment of her car. Receipts for 2, dinners for 2, hotel check-ins. That happened when I was out of town for work, all signed in her handwriting, all evidence that shattered what little denial I had left. I spent weeks after that pretending I didn't know, pretending to smile, pretending to laugh at her forced jokes, letting her believe everything was still normal, and I chose to wait for our anniversary because if I was going to walk away, I wanted to make the moment as unforgettable as the betrayal itself. So I made no mention of our upcoming anniversary, didn't bring up plans, didn't drop any hints, didn't say anything when she pouted and mumbled, "You probably forgot again," the day before, and I simply let her believe what she wanted to believe, that I had stopped caring, that I was distant because I was selfish, not because I was broken. On the morning of our anniversary, she left for her so-called morning yoga, and I knew better than to ask why she took her makeup bag or wore that dress she usually reserved for dinner with friends she never introduced me to, and while she was gone, I called the flower shop, the same one she loved, the one that delivered the first bouquet I ever sent her when we were dating, and I asked them to deliver 30 roses to the house, one for every month we'd been married, all blood red except one white, for truth, purity, or in this case, the cold finality of it all, and along with those roses I placed a handwritten note, one that simply read, "I didn't forget. I just remembered everything." I didn't wait for her to return home. I packed my bags that morning, every shirt, every watch, every trace of myself, and left the key on the coffee table beneath the note. I didn't answer her first call or the second, and by the time the third came, I was already in a hotel 2 towns over, watching the rain splatter against the window and wondering how long it would take for the reality of what she'd lost to sink in. Her texts flooded in, first confusion. "Did you leave these roses?" Then panic. "Where are you?" Followed by regret. "Please, can we talk?" And finally silence, the kind of silence that only follows when someone realizes the consequences of their lies. I didn't respond, not for hours, not even when she called my mother crying, or when she posted some vague status on Facebook about loving someone too late. Because for the first time in a long time I didn't owe her anything, not my time, not my energy, and certainly not another chance. I had already given her all the chances in the world, and each time she chose him, whoever he was, over me, over us. I heard from mutual friends later that she cried for days, that she tried to spin the story into something forgivable, something she could recover from, but the truth was already out there, written in ink, sealed in roses, and delivered like a goodbye she never saw coming. I left the house, the memories and the betrayal behind that day, not with a scream, not with a dramatic confrontation, but with flowers and silence, and it was that silence that echoed louder than anything I could have said, because she expected anger, maybe even tears, but not peace, not closure, not the kind of clean exit that only comes when you've already mourned the end long before it arrived. In the weeks that followed, I moved into a small apartment near the lake, started running again, eating better, writing like I used to before the stress of keeping a crumbling marriage alive took over my creative energy. And with time, I smiled again, not because I had forgotten her, but because I had remembered myself. Sometimes I walk past the same flower shop and see other couples picking out bouquets, laughing, holding hands, and for a fleeting moment, I wonder if she ever goes back there, if she walks past those same petals and remembers the note that ended everything. But I never let the thought stay too long. I had given her the best parts of me, my loyalty, my time, my unwavering faith. And when she chose to break that, she unknowingly gave me a gift. Freedom, clarity, and the chance to start again without the weight of her lies. Some endings don't come with shouting matches or slammed doors. Some come with roses, with silence, and with the quiet strength of finally choosing yourself.